Alright, you guys, welcome back to the channel. Here for some more Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 DLC Pack 20 content. Today, we're going to be going over all the new upgrades for some of the custom characters. Now, in order to get the new Super Attacks, Ultimates, and Super Souls for the custom partners, you have to purchase Future Saga Chapter 3. Once you do that, you have to go in the game and then unlock them again with in-game currency. You could either use Time Patrol medals or Super Time Patrol medals. I highly recommend using the original ones first, just because they're a lot easier to obtain. And it is strange, you have to technically unlock them twice, first by buying the DLC and then again with the in-game currency. So we're going to go ahead and start things off with the Super Souls. Base Vegeta, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, Trunks, Blue Vegito, Blue Gogeta, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and Super Saiyan God Vegeta all received the new Vegeta Super Soul, which is called, so we have to of course buy this first. It's not that expensive, only 10 Time Patrol medals for the Super Souls. I believe the Super Skills cost around 5 medals and the Ultimates will cost you around 15 medals. This is it. So fast. Are they learning how to use their power? Now, this one is actually part of the free updates. You can unlock this for your custom character through the 5th Festival of Universes, which is not currently live at the time of recording this video. But yeah, those 7 characters I just named will be receiving this Super Soul here. When succeeding at a Just Guard, restores stamina by a large amount. Oh my gosh, that's actually very good. Especially if you're good with the perfect blocks, right? Whoa, can be used up to 3 times, that's it? Oh, so there's a limit to it? No, wait, that might be something else. It says boost the strength of all attacks by a medium amount, which is 10%, and boost the strength of all attacks of the opponents by a small amount. Wow, so you even increase the opposing member's power boost. That can be stacked up to 3 times. Okay, so technically, since you get 3 medium boosts, that would be 30% for yourself. And then the small amount for the opponent, that will be 5% times 3, so 15%. Not too bad. I mean, the Just Guard with the restoration of stamina by a large amount, that's actually very useful. You can do that extremely strategically, if you will. You know, when you're low with the stamina, then try your best to get the Just Guards. So you can't necessarily be doing that at the start of the fight, because you'll start off with full stamina, so it would just be a waste. So you just have to do the normal guards. The Limit Burst is going to be an attack up with Ki Auto Recovery. I definitely have to try out this Super Soul. The next character upgrades are going to be First Form Frieza and Fu. They both received the Ultra Supervillainous Golden Frieza Super Soul, which is called Rejoice! A New Ruler is Born! Now, this one is part of the actual Future Saga Chapter 3 paid content, because you normally unlock this Super Soul for your CAC from the Parallel Quest missions. So, when the battle begins, restores Ki by medium amounts. Pretty good. When a super attack hits or is blocked, temporarily boost the strength of all attacks by a medium amount, an additional 10%. That is cool. It doesn't necessarily say there's a limit to this, so you can just keep blocking incoming super attacks and you'll always be getting that medium boost. It won't necessarily stack on top of each other. It will just always refresh, restart, I'm assuming. It will also temporarily activate Ki Auto Recovery mode. The Limit Burst is Auto Health and Stamina Recovery. Again, First Form Frieza and Fu himself, real quick, just let me show you guys, received this Super Soul. Now, Fu, of course, he received all the previous Ultra Supervillainous Super Souls, like from Jiren, Rose, Goku Black, and Vegeta, just because he was the one who made the 3rd stage of the power-up, right? So it's kind of cool to see that over here on Fu. Now, the next character upgrade is going to be Z Broly himself. He also received a couple of new Super Souls, specifically the one. Again, part of DLC Pack 20. You get this from the Parallel Quest mission. Once only, when using an evasive skill, when health is 25% or less, restores health by medium amounts, restores stamina by an XL amount, which is 20%, I believe. And once only when using an awoken skill, restores health by a medium amount and restores ki by a large amount. That is actually clutch. You transform and then you get some health and ki back. That's actually very epic. The limit burst, defense up, you get super armor and ki recovery speed down. Very unfortunate. This isn't the only new super soul that Z Broly gets, however. We also get the Paragus super soul, which is called Enough Food for One Person. This is going to be under the free update content. You can unlock this super soul for your CAC from the upcoming 5th Festival of Universes event, which again is not live at the time of recording this video. Once only when an ally gets KO'd. Okay, so this is definitely for parallel quest missions or 2v2s or even 3v3s. Restores health by a large amount. When an ally gets KO'd again, temporarily activates health auto recovery mode. The limit burst being auto just guard. So the last character, at least in regards to the super souls, we have full power Super Saiyan of Broly over here. So he's actually going to have the 2 super souls we just went over from Z Broly, the and Enough Food for One Person. He also has a 3rd super soul. Send me back to the planet I came from. This one is from the Parallel Quest mission, DLC Pack 20. It's Cheelai's super soul. Once only when opponent uses an ultimate attack, restores stamina to all allies other than self. Okay, you're taking one for the team. You know, use the ultimate. Your teammates will get the benefit. Once only when using an evasive skill, temporarily nullifies the damage from all attacks. Ooh, I wonder how long that time limit is going to be. You just quickly use the evasive and no damage. No damage at all. You know what I mean? It's probably only going to last for like 3-5 seconds because that does sound extremely overpowered. It's not necessarily super armor. You'll still be taking the flinch damage or the flinch animation, but just no damage whatsoever. The limit burst is going to be revive gauge auto recovery. Now, in regards to the DLC 20 skill attacks, obviously DBS Wrathful Broly, we got 3 new attacks, the evasive, super, and ultimate. Those 3 attacks are actually over here on full power Super Saiyan Broly, which is very nice, right? So we can use, again, it will only cost you 5 Time Patrol medals to unlock the super attack. Gigantic Cross and the ultimates, it's going to cost you 15 Time Patrol medals. This is Gigantic Nova. I will go ahead and jump straight over to photo mode and show you guys actual gameplay as this character. And the evasive Saiyan Blaster, if I recall correctly. Yep, right there. You know what's very unfortunate though? We can't use those 3 skills from DBS Broly over on the original Z Broly, which I guess does make sense, but at the same time, it would have been great to get those attacks. See, we don't have the super, we don't have the ultimates, or the evasive. We do have, you know, the DBZ Broly restrained super and ultimate attacks over Z Broly. So that's why I even brought that up. It would have been cool to, you know, get the DBS variant over on Z Broly, but it makes sense.
Fight me!
Something I noticed while playing as DBS Wrathful Broly over here is that his height actually increases after he transforms. So if we do this height comparison right now, you can see the very top part of his hair. It's kind of aligning with full power Super Saiyan Broly's shoulder blades a little bit. Underneath that slightly, right? But not only that, his strength, appearance changes, you know, he gets all the additional power boost. Again, his height does elevate slightly. So now, if we do this comparison, you can see that he grew tenfold. Obviously, not as monstrous as full power Super Saiyan over there to the left, but now his hair is kind of aligning, you know, right where full power Super Saiyan Broly's forehead starts, I guess. So it's crazy how that happens, the attention to detail for sure. So if that base DBS Broly, who's part of the game mode, he's only in as a computer, if he were to be playable, we could technically do like the evolution of Broly. We do have 3 out of his 4 forms, so that's good there. Going over the additional attacks over here on Full Power Super Saiyan, Gigantic Cross, obviously they're going to work the same exact way. You can fully charge it, and then we get that explosion right there. I guess you could say it might be a bit more versatile over here on Full Power Super Saiyan Broly, just because you can alter and change the super attacks. So maybe you can like use some supers into Gigantic Cross, or vice versa, Gigantic Cross into other supers. Didn't necessarily, you know, create the best skill set over here, but you guys can lab that up in training mode and test things out for yourself. Not only that, you know, linking different supers, but his combo strings are different as well, so you can probably do that into Gigantic Cross and then maybe go back directly into a combo string. Let's try the full combo. Look at that, mouth cannon into an additional mouth cannon. First 5 inputs of square, Rasengan. There it is, and boom. Wait, can we actually catch him after Gigantic Cross? Let's try that. Maybe you have to use an actual combo. Oh, maybe. You just have to be extremely fast, but you guys get the idea, right? Full power, and then the evasive Saiyan Blaster. Obviously, Full Power Super Saiyan is already in his final transformation, so we can't awaken into anything. You can do it over here. Go ahead and restart. Wrathful into Super Saiyan, so just in case if you haven't seen that just yet, there it is. Very cool animation, but this is the evasive by itself without transforming. Just a gigantic vertical explosive wave, pretty much. It does a lot of damage. Does it consume 3 or 4 stamina bars? Let's try this for the one time. Yeah, it consumes 4. Dang! Is this? I think this is the only evasive skill in the entire game that consumes 4. Correct me down below if I'm wrong. That's absurd. But since it's over here on Full Power Super Saiyan, it should technically be dealing the most amount of damage, but that's not the case because you can see underneath the stamina gauge that we have the transformation icon. So it's going to be doing a little bit more damage on the original character just because of that transformation boost. So going over to the ultimate Gigantic Nova. That is absurd, bro. We can actually see that technique with all of his forms. Wrathful, which is obviously canon to the movie. And then the transformation. So you guys remember in the movie that he used this, completely annihilated the glacier stage and it evolved into the volcanic stage. Yeah, imagine if Full Power Super Saiyan Broly did the attack. Well, not even that, his previous form, Super Saiyan Wrathful Broly, right? But obviously Full Power will be a lot more power behind it. And here it is once more. The Ascended Essence of the Legendary Boost. Yeah, this would just obliterate the entire planet. Well, obviously Wrathful Super Saiyan, he could do that with these. If Master Roshi from original Dragon Ball can destroy the moon, I think Piccolo, the Star of Z, also destroy the moon, which Special Being can. Then this character can destroy the 10 universes, the entire galaxy. It only makes sense. But look at all that power. Now, obviously it is the same in terms of the aesthetic, the size of the gigantic energy blast, but going back to what I said before, since this is over Full Power Super Saiyan, wouldn't it be better if the blast itself increased tenfold, like the size of it? But that's not the case. Hold all that, man. So let's use this with Gigantic Roar. I don't think I have enough for Gigantic Roar, if I'm being honest. Yeah. Go ahead and put that to unlimited. Of course, you can change the stats of the custom characters. So just increase the one that maximizes the ki. And then you'll be able to do this actually won't land. Not fast enough. Let's actually test out the durability of Gigantic Charge. So have Wrathful Broly use his ultimate one. Is it ultimate one? Yeah, Gigantic Nova. And let's see if we can overpower that. Ooh, okay. So we obviously still take damage, but it doesn't break the armor. I'll take it. So cool. Alright, this is it for today's video. Just wanted to go over all the additional updates for the custom characters. We don't have any new custom keys, you know, like new additional playable custom characters. It shows upgrades for the already existing ones, right? We got a ton of Super Souls, and Broly's the only one with additional attacks from DLC 20, which obviously makes sense because it's the same character. This is it for today's video. Thank you guys for the immense support as always, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace!